how delightful. Welcome. I hope I can help. Take care.
A pleasure to speak with you. Can I interest you in some of my wares? You drive a hard, you got a great deal. That's more than I'd usually pay. That's a good deal. That's more than I'd... You drive a hard... That's a fair deal. Another satisfied customer. Take care. I hope I can help. Have a look at my wares. I'm sure there's something to suit you. You've made a good bit of gold. That seems a fair price. A fine transaction. That's more than I... A fine transaction. You've made a good... You've made a good bit of gold. That seems a fair price. An excellent bargain. You got a great deal there. An excellent bargain. A good price for a good customer. I appreciate your business. You too.
What is it? It's my pleasure. Please continue. Be seeing you.
Well...
I'm listening.
What's going on?
I hope I can help. Have a look around. You won't find better prices in all Tamriel. You've made a good bit of gold. That's a fair deal. You got a great deal there. I appreciate your business. Take care.
That Arentus Falvius at the chapel.
How are you?
What is it?
You're going to have to leave. This is a crime scene, and no one other than ourselves or Reynold Drayless will be allowed access. Say what you're going to say. That's please. What a great well, no, is goodness. You should be a. That's. I wish I could say that. Is really now. That's what a great. Get away from me. That's not real. Get away from me. All right, I get it. I suppose there's no harm in telling you what happened. Word is bound to get around Bruma anyway. Turns out that Braden Lyrian is a vampire. Or was. If it wasn't for Reynold Drayless, we may have never uncovered the truth. Let me explain. In the last week or so, we found 2 bodies stashed in shallow graves outside the city walls. The bodies had puncture wounds on their necks. The bodies were those of some beggars who used to wander the streets looking for handouts. Vampire probably thought no one would miss them. Luckily for us, Reynold arrived in town. He said he was a vampire hunter, so we asked for his help. He tracked the vampire to this house. When he entered the place around noon, Braden was sleeping. He was able to slay him at that point. Luckily, Braden's wife wasn't home. Poor thing. She didn't even know her husband was infected. We did a follow-up investigation, and it's true that no one recollects seeing Braden out in the daylight. He's only been spotted at night. I'm afraid there's not much more to tell you. So you can see we really don't need any help. But thanks for the offer. As far as I know, he was a good man. I never saw this coming. But vampires are masters of deception, so I guess it makes sense. I'm impressed. It only took him a day to track the vampire down. I guess that's why he does it for a living. Feel free to question anyone in town. They shouldn't give you too much trouble.
I can't believe this is happening. Please, please, I need your help. My husband was no vampire. It's ridiculous. No one will listen to me. Forgive me. I loved my husband dearly, and to lose him this way makes no sense. Anything you can do to help would be wonderful. This is all happening so fast. I came home only just a few hours ago. I found the door open, and my Braden dead. Standing over him was a Dunmer. I screamed and ran out into the street. Some city watch were nearby and heard me, I suppose, as they arrived quickly. I heard the Dunmer identify himself as Reynold Drayless. He said he was a vampire hunter and that Braden was his mark. The guards seemed to know about Reynold, and after a search of the house, the body of some beggar was found stashed in our basement. The guards sent for Carius, who is an investigator for crimes here in Bruma. In minutes, Reynold convinced Carius that Braden was a vampire. Well, of course it does. It was obviously planted here. Why would he stash a body in his own house? That's ridiculous. And another thing, the guards are making a big deal out of no one seeing Braden out in the daylight. Well, of course that's the case. He works at night and has to sleep during the day. Why does that make him a vampire? It's all that Reynold character. I don't trust him. The thing that bothers me the most is that I swear I've seen him before. Of course, he says he's never been here. There isn't much more to say. Please, help me clear my husband's name. I have no idea where he'd be. Just find him and make him tell you the truth. I swear he's a liar. I know I sound desperate, but I know I'm right.
Excuse me. Sorry, I have a lot of work to do.
Hello.
Look at the muscles on you. What? We're still in Cyrodiil here in Bruma, but just barely. We build for the cold, just like in Skyrim. Goodbye. Good day. I'm Tolkien, herald to Countess Narina Carvane here in Bruma. She requests your company at your earliest convenience. Countess Carvane would prefer if you speak to her in person. She also said to present you with this stipend as a taste of things to come. My lady holds court from 8 in the morning until 6 in the evening each day. That would be the best time to see her. The Countess is in attendance from 8 o'clock in the morning until noon, and then again from 3 o'clock in the afternoon until 8 each day. If you wish to seek audience with her, please return at that time. You're also welcome to wait anywhere in the Great Hall. Good day.
You have the eyes of a trained marksman.
How are you?
I'm Olga. I'm a bard and a speechcraft trainer. Hanmund is my live-in partner. No offense, but I don't want to hear about any Mara Mother Mild and Chapel family business. Hanmund and I live together in the old Nord way. Good enough for my fa and ma, and good enough for me. Bruma's a funny place. Half Cyrodiil and half Skyrim. I'm Old Nord all the way. I keep the old songs and stories alive. Good day.
Okay, you? What's your story? I've been better. Have you ever spoken to Juntus Brolus? Can't say I know him very well. I understand he'll train people to cast illusions for a price. Goodbye. Farewell. Good to see you. What can I do for you today? Take your time. I'm not what? Good one. All right, I get it. Raynill's staying in the last room down the hall upstairs. Here's the key. I always liked Brayden and Arlene. They were a nice couple. I hope you get to the bottom of this, because I don't believe he was a vampire either. You. What can I do for you today? Gelbourne? That's odd that you should mention that name. Raynal told me that he was the last vampire he hunted. Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in Skingrad, I believe. He said he tracked Gelbourne down and killed him. That's apparently why the guards trust him so readily. They had gotten word from Skingrad's City Watch about Raynal and his so-called accomplishment. I know I may be out of line by saying this, but I think the city guards may be wrong. It's hard to imagine Braden was a vampire. I could have sworn I saw him outside in the daylight before. Unless he just got that disease very recently, I'd say they were mistaken. When I heard Raynal killed him, I didn't know what to think. But after your visit here, I'm beginning to wonder. And nothing else I can tell you about him. He comes and goes and doesn't talk to people much. Everyone's talking about the hero of Quête. They say she actually went into an Oblivion Gate and destroyed it. Just look for me if you need anything else.
So, any new revelations in your, investigation? How'd you know about that? Too many people don't know how to keep quiet about official matters. Very well. The Skingrad City Watch informed us that Gelbourne was killed by Raynal not too long ago. Gelbourne was a vampire as well, obviously. What do you mean you disagree? That's a bold statement. What proof do you have that Gelbourne was not a vampire? I don't know what to say. It all makes perfect sense now. Why else would Raynal have removed this journal from the crime scene in Skingrad? I heard no mention of a key either. It must have been removed by Raynal from Braden's body before we arrived. To think that 2 innocent men were killed, and that I'm responsible for one of their deaths, I'm speechless. I will rouse the guard and begin a search for him in the city. Meet me at Olav's Tap and Tack in 1 hour.
Do you have any more questions? I'm afraid I know little more. Yes, I remember Braden mentioning that name once. He was part of the brotherhood he had created with Raynal. I know I sound desperate, but I know I'm right.
What's your story?
May the wind be... How do you do? What is it?
Just before I arrived here, I received a report from one of our scouts watching the roads. Raynal was spotted heading west out of Bruma. The scout tried to follow, but lost him in the mountains. The only cave to the west that comes close to the one described in Gelbourne's journal is Boreal Stone Cave. That must be where he's headed. You must get there before he acquires whatever artifact is being kept there and makes his escape. I'm keeping the city guard in Bruma, as Raynal doesn't know we're after him. If he sees a guard, he may panic and run. You're my only hope at the moment. Please, you have my authorization to do everything you can to bring him to justice. If he won't surrender, I think you know what to do. Hurry. I fear you have a day at the most to stop him. If all you say is true, Raynal will answer for Braden's death. Raynal will pay for both crimes. Gelbourne was likely another innocent he's slain. I'll make sure Skingrad's City Watch hears of this. I can't wait to get my hands on Raynal. He'll become very familiar with Bruma's dungeons, or the end of my blade if he doesn't come peacefully.
Now,
Please hurry.
I've heard
Fine.
that village.
Good
Anything
news
else
from
I can help
Kvatch for a
with?
change.
You just let me
The
know.
last of the Daedra have been
Just
driven
look
out.
for me if you need
Any
anything
moment.
else.
Good. That's fine
Hello
news.
there.
Something on your mind, Berlicker? Ma'am? Make it quick. Good. You come. Don't. Sure. That's you good. Please. Yeah. Please. You're a big. You're sure. No. You're full of really not bad. You're full of it. Sure. Please. Is that so? That's not bad. Bye.
Congratulations. I had a feeling you would catch on sooner or later. Leaving that journal behind was a stupid mistake on my part. I saw you enter Olav's tap intact before I could get there, and I knew that I had to sneak out of Bruma somehow. It was only a matter of time before you or Carius figured it out. No matter. After I've killed you, I won't need my vampire hunter ruse any longer. Certainly not. I'm surprised Carius didn't send the entire city watch up here. But then I would have seen that coming, I suppose. I expected to lay low here for a while and then be on my way. So again, I underestimated you. This leaves me with little choice. Either I fight you now and have a chance at freedom, or I surrender and rot in a city dungeon. I prefer the chance for freedom. Yes, I suppose it is. Well then, we've talked enough. Only one of us will walk out of here alive this day. Good luck.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death. What's the matter? Getting tired? Why won't
What news do you bring? Long ago, I made a promise to Brayden. I promised to never reveal to anyone what I'm about to reveal to you now. However, because you've avenged his unjust death, I feel that Brayden would understand why I'm breaking that pact. Brayden told me about this amulet when they first brought it home from whatever distant land it came from. He never really trusted anyone else in the group, and before he secured the treasure in that cave, he had a special enchantment placed upon it. The magic masks the true identity of the item. All it takes is a simple command word, and the amulet would be restored to its true state. No, he always feared this day would come. He left me knowledge of that word in the event that he died, and I came into possession of the keys. If the other members of Brayden's group were still alive, and I on my deathbed, only then would I pass the knowledge on to them. If you'd give me that amulet, I would like to show you what you've recovered. Thank you. I will now speak the word Brotherhood. Here is the amulet back. It's as beautiful as it was the day I remember seeing it long ago. I want you to keep it, as I have no use for this anymore. I'm certain that's what I want, and I'm certain that's what Brayden would want. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that the amulet helps keep you safe on whatever roads you may travel. I'm glad he's dead. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but I think you understand. Justice has been done.
Always a pleasure.
It's you. Hi.
Always a pleasure. We're always on duty. You did what had to be done. There should be no regrets or doubts in your mind about it. Raynal was an evil Dunmer, and he deserved that fate. Although we can't go back and undo what's been done, I feel justice has been served, and Brayden's soul may rest with ease. In your absence, I dispatched a runner to Skingrad to let them know they need to clear Gelbourne's name for the record books. Like Brayden, I think he deserves to have his name clear of wrongdoing. Have you ever considered a job in law enforcement?